3, 2, 1, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fabulous. This is Angela, and I've got questions for you. What opens with us in the corn maze, in the argument, and what closes with us, or me, amazed that it's more blah, 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 and not an argument. If you guessed Married at First Sight, Season 6, Episode 14, I don't know what the title is, but I'm going to find out, and I'm going to put it in there eventually. But last night's episode, it aired last night. You're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. I'm Angela, and the channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and all of those other good things that you do to help us make it to our first 1,000 charter subscribers. Yay! Thank you for the like and welcome in. Okay, so we're let's jump right into the review recap. 7 weeks ago, these people got married at first sight. So it is 1 week until their final decision. Of course, for television's sake, we're like, it's their final decisions. Okay, good night. Good night. You made it through one. You couldn't make it through two. It's 1 week until their final decisions. For TV, they like, it's their final decisions. But we know that some people who they stay married after the experiment and then they get divorced later on. So it's not like if you stay married, you got to stay married. But anyway, like, it's final decision day, it's coming 1 week, so the pressure is up. So we're in Vermont. Remember, the couples were on like getaways, like weekend getaways. It's Jeffy and Shanice are in Vermont. It's day 47. We catch up with them in the corn maze, or the maze. And the argument that I guess we saw it at the end of last episode, or maybe it was preview, but we know they're having an argument. We know that Shanice is very upset. She's been following the man around and she feels like he's not including her. It's supposed to be a collective effort, this marriage, she says. And she doesn't understand why he won't collaborate with her. And she's been fighting so hard, and she just is like, forget it. I just give up. And Jeffy just feels like he want to go to the corn maze to have fun. Okay, thank you for hanging with me. He said he just want to go to the corn maze to have fun. He said she wanted romance. He got the video of the wedding, and you know, he done tried, and all he wanted to do was have fun in the corn maze, and she managed to ruin it for him. So that's Jeff. That's you know, the couple. That's our couple right now. And he says that he sees Shanice as a girl that's so needy, and it's not what he wanted. I think that I don't know if I would characterize her as needy, but I think that she is really, really excited about being married. I think she really, really wants this situation to work, and she really wants it to be like everything, like right now. And baby girl, 7 weeks ago, you did not even know this man. And so I just kind of feel like, I understand, you know, you've been, you know, building up, and you excited, but just, you know, slow your roll. It's okay. Just, you know, breathe and relax into it. But she's like, you know, and he, on the other hand, we know he's very cautious. So we'll have to tell him to slow his roll. I don't know you, you know, which I totally understand. He's like, I don't know her. It ain't even been a season. I keep saying this because the people, I see the reviews and all of and the people are mad, and I'm like, these people, it's 7 weeks, ain't no time. So he sees her as somebody who's needy, and he feels that she's making more of it than it was. We already talked about that. Oh, he says she just effed it up. She just effed up his happiness. I'm like, dang. So Shanice is like, you know, you say you want to be married and you are not, but you're not showing it. And Jeffy is like, you know, you don't know me because I don't show you me, and I don't show you me because I've only been knowing you for 7 weeks, and I don't trust you, and maybe we should not be together. And Shanice is like, remember, you said that. But Shanice is too crazy about him to stand by that. Now, if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, mother person, remember you said that. But Shanice is crazy about her some Jeffy. So I didn't take that anyway. I didn't really take it as a threat. So we're in New York City with Jackie and Ryan. They're holding hands. They're happy. They're on the last day of their road trip. Reverend Cal, our Reverend Cal, is like, these trips are an opportunity to ask questions, to get clarity on any lingering issues. And Jackie is like, I like your eyes. And Ryan is like, that's what they all say. You think you're the first one to tell me that? And I'm like, and she's like, well, I'm the first one who matters. But I was kind of like a little bit like offended, like, but she rolled with it. I don't know. I don't know why he said that. I didn't understand. We see Miley and John. They're at the water park. Remember, they're down in Orlando, Florida, or whatever. The other day they were at an amusement park. Today they're at a water park. They're affirming, which they always affirm, that they love. They both are people who love adventures and they love to do fun things together. So they're having so much fun doing fun things together. But we know that something is going on where their physical relationship is not advancing. Not only have they not had sex, but there's like very little like affection, and Molly is the one who is not, seems to be not interested. But they say they're both having fun, big fun. And then we see them toasting on the beach, and then the cameras or the TV lets us know, the TV show, the editors let us know it's 6 hours later. And then we go from the beautifully filmed official filmation of Married at First Sight to some camera phone filming from John's phone. And it's footage of John and Molly arguing, and he's recording it. And I heard her say disgusting. And he later on says, or at some point I get the impression or the information that she called him disgusting. And she said that her skin crawls when he touches her. And I was just like, oh, wait a second. Now, I was rolling with Miss Molly in terms of she only been knowing him for 7 weeks, and she's trying, some people are faster than others. Some people are slower than others. But I was just like, wait a second. And then he said that's not the first time that she's told him that he discussed her and that her skin crawls when he touches her. I'm like, why are you still with her? I mean, to me, that sounded pretty strong. Like either one of those things is pretty strong. I think, I feel like that's not even a hint. If somebody told me I disgusted them, I'd be like, okay, cool, bet, peace. Like, I don't know what else we have to talk about. And then if they told me, also, or instead, my skin crawls when you touch me, I'd be like, oh, damn, okay. You don't have to worry about me touching you. And then that in combination and repeatedly, I'm like, what's wrong with John? Why is I don't understand. I was thinking something totally different was going on. So, she said it before when the camera stopped rolling. A lot of people have theorized that she, and he kind of said last week that she's a different person when the cameras aren't rolling. But that's a whole different person. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. So then we're day 48. We're back in New York City with Jackie and Ryan. And we find out that last night after the cameras left, there was a big argument. Ryan and Jackie were supposed to be going to hang out with his cousin. And they're on the way there. And then she jumps out of the cab. She says that what she realizes by the time they got there and by the time they got back and by the time they hung out, that she would be tired the next day and the next day wouldn't be fun. And she wanted the next day to be fun, their last day in New York. He came back to the hotel and got her after she jumped out of the cab, and then they go out, and then they got into this big argument, and she gave him the ring back. So then I kind of feel like, well, shoot, all of the action, the good action, the real stuff is happening after the camera stop. I can't even evaluate what's going on the show because it's so much stuff happening after the cameras go off that I'm like, she giving rings back? And y'all still, I don't know. So I was just kind of like, oh my gosh. So we see Jeff D and Shanice, they're meeting with Dr. Pepper. And he said, Dr. Pepper is like listening to what was going on. And so she's like, so you were upset because Shanice wasn't able to join in your mood, Jeffy? And Jeffy is like, no, I was upset because she ruined my mood. And she made the maze a big representation of our relationship. And Shanice is like, how am I supposed to live through this relationship not showing how I feel? Every time I try to tell you how I feel, I have to hold it back because then you're going to say I'm being too pushy. Y'all know Shanice. And then he's like, it must have been a tough 7 weeks, he says to Shanice. And then Shanice is like, I want us to go through life as a team. And then she's like, blah, blah, blah. I want us to go through life as a team. Just forget it. I'm over. I'm out of it. And she gets up and she leaves. But, they in her apartment. And the people are like, come back. And Jeffy is like, go on. And then, Dr. Pepper gets her to come back. And then she says, I have been your wife. I've been your, she said, oh, this is when baby girl, she said, I have been your wife. I've been your wife for 7 weeks. And you know how little kids are like, they be like 4 years old and they be like, a long time ago, I used to blah, blah, blah. And you like, a long time ago when? Like 2 days ago? And she's like, I have been your wife for 7 weeks. Like 7 weeks, it to her you can tell it's a really long time, and that she has really been committed to being his wife for 7 weeks, and she's serious, and I'm not saying it's not serious. 7 weeks is a start, but I'm just like 7 weeks is a really short time. But she says that she has been, she's been a ride or die. They've been through the ups and downs, and she been there. And then after he had said he was talking about not wanting to be pushed, we know that's his theme. He don't want to be pushed into nothing. He's very cautious, and then she ends up coming back. And she's like, I'm tired of begging you to want me. I don't want to pressure you. And then because I don't want to pressure you, I don't say what I'm thinking. And then it builds up and I feel pressure. And then the stuff exploded. And I think you should give me the benefit of the doubt because I have given you the benefit of the doubt more than once. And that's true. We have never seen Shanice actually leave. We have seen Jeffy leave, and they've only been together for 7 weeks. We've seen him leave 2 or 3 times. And they ain't even been through nothing. What's he gonna do if something serious happened? But so I feel like she definitely, I think has earned the benefit of the doubt. And Jeffy says, look at him growing. He says, you're right. And he says that he realizes that he is not a great communicator. And he's not. And I already told y'all before that, we praying and sending out love that he gets some mentorship from some men and some couples who are in relationships. Because his motto is sitcoms. That's what he knows about being married, what he's seen on sitcoms. He doesn't have any up close and personal relationships. So he needs some additional support. And Dr. Pepper is like, so his wife is sitting on one side of the couch. Her legs are crossed away from him. He's sitting on the other side of the couch. And so Dr. Pepper says to Jeffy, now would be a good time to put your arm around your wife. And I was like, thank God somebody told him, like, gosh, Jeffy, come on. And so Jeffy goes and, they do their little thing and they end up hugging. So that's good because we're rooting for them. So then we see John and Miley back. They're back from, the little road trip, and they have not spoken to each other. It's just John that we're seeing. John says that he feels sad. And I'm kind of like still confused and trying to process. I feel like you're only a couple weeks in with the woman. I don't know at what point she told you disgusted her and that you made her skin crawl, but I don't feel like you should be deeply invested enough to still be a part of that situation. It does not sound like a good, strong, healthy foundation to me. So I'm kind of like, I don't know why he's sad. He just met the woman. she's clearly not feeling him and probably a little cuckoo crazy. Hey, peace. And so, you know, I don't understand, but I don't understand. We see Ryan and Jackie with Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper, she's like, well, I can tell that you look sad, Jackie. And that's another one I don't really understand. I feel like that's why I need this behind the scenes footage or after the camera stop rolling footage, because I'm trying to figure out what's really going on and why. And it's hard with just limited information. Although some of y'all out there picked it up, I guess. So Ryan and Jackie are with Dr. Pepper. Oh, so we talked about that. And Ryan is like, well, I see a certain, you know, rigidity. She's telling Ryan, you know, I see a certain rigidity in how you deal with your wife. Like, you know, you think that you have this frame that your wife is supposed to fit into. You just living your life and you married this woman and you think you're just going to like insert wife and keep running with your life the way you've been running. And, you know, I don't really see how that's productive. I don't see how that's going to happen. And he's basically like, but I think she'll fit into the frame good. And, you know, the lady is letting them know, you know, that, you know, you can't be saying your marriage is going to be over. I quit. I'm leaving you. It's over. Every time, you know, you have a disappointment or a string of disappointments, you know, and Ryan is like, you know, he says to her, you know, you're the one that I want to be with. But y'all know Ryan is one of those people who I feel like he talk a good game, but I just need to see the action behind it, because I don't trust him. He say one thing and then it seems like he does another. So to me, it's just like blah 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 blah. Hey, good morning. It's morning officially, huh? So yeah, I need to see the after the camera stops running footage. So then we're back at Shanice and Jeff, and Jeff has brought a puppy home. And that to me is kind of like serious. Like, who, when you're in an 8-week experiment, in week 7 brings a puppy into the relationship if you're not planning to continue the relationship? So I just think that's showing that, you know, he's committed. We already know she's committed. And so it's kind of like I just see them trying to move forward. I think they need to get some support, like after the experiment is over. But then, yuck, they had that dog in their bed. I mean, I like a puppy and a puppy is cute and everything, but I was kind of like, oh my God, they got the dog in the bed. Shanice is like, you know, it's like I'm a mom now and he's a dad and we've started to build our family. So we know Shanice is happy because she's playing house with her real life husband. Miley and John have a meeting with Dr. Jessica, and she's like, you know, first I want to meet with y'all individually and then I want to meet with you all, you know, together. And and then I feel like that's the setup, because she already knew what was going on. But the doc, you know, she does say that she thinks that John may lack the emotional maturity that Molly has. So the doc asked John, you know, what was up, and says, you know, he says that Molly was giving him like one-word answers. Like after they went to the amusement park, after the camera stopped rolling, he's trying to chat her up. And she's like, yes, no. She don't really have nothing to say to him. And then he said some other guy at the bar start talking to her, and she's just, she has a lot to say to this other guy. And so he's kind of like, oh, so she's not tired from our day. She just tired of me. And I'm like, yeah, when she said you discussed her and that you make her skin crawl, you might have taken the hint then, sir. When she said it the first time or the second time or however many times she said it, she's not interested. So he starts recording, he starts recording the encounter. And the doctor is, we have not seen this, I got interrupted, but I'm back. We have not seen this mean, emotional, raw side of Molly, because she's been acting relatively sane and nice for the cameras. And I don't know, if you were not attracted to the man, I don't know why y'all didn't just talk about that with the doctors early on. Like, I don't know I don't know why you faking the phone. And then he said that she was at the club, at the bar, and she was grinding on him. And then so it's like, I feel like she knows he's really into her and she wants him to vote to like, be like, I want to stay married to her, even though she don't want him. That's not nice. And I think, Andres, you were right. I think she's like playing. I don't like that. I didn't like that at all. So then, you know, she says that she's surprised that they made it this far. The doctor is saying, you know, given how she's behaving, I don't know how y'all made it this far. That's exactly what I'm saying. And then Molly says that she feels betrayed, that he's trying to tear her down and make her hurt. And she wants to think things to get really de-escalated because she's really upset. But there is no escalation. She's the only one who's escalated. Everybody else is relatively calm. And I feel like, I don't know that he was trying to tear her down. He just showed a tape or video of her saying, like, it was just her saying what she said. So I don't think he was misconstruing anything, because it was her saying that he discussed her. I mean, so Miley, I can't roll with you no more, girl. I can't roll with you. So she says she feels this betrayed, and she's literally shaking. But everyone is something, I don't know. And then the doctor is like, well, you sugarcoat the situation. When I ask about what's going on with y'all, you don't say what's really going on. And you say you don't like my honesty, but I don't like your lies, and I don't like them either. I'm like, girl. Okay, so what kind of friendship do you have? Stop faking it for the cameras. For someone to repeatedly call you disgusting, and then the doctor ask about their engagement in marriage, like, how engaged are you in this marriage on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, you know, I like to use scales, she says, so on a scale of 1 to 10. And Miley says she a 2, and John say he a 1. Dude should simply exit the hardship. Right. I don't know. I mean, because I feel like, now, on one hand, 8 weeks is not a long time at all. But I feel like 8 minutes of somebody abusing me is 8 minutes too long. I'm not going to stand. He should exit the hardship. I concur. I agree 100%. So she says she wants to go home. The writing is on the wall, brother. John is still, his body language, though, I thought it was interesting, because he was still folded into her. And so it's kind of like, I don't know what it is about her. I don't know what it is about, you don't have to hit me but once, Ike. I don't know what it is about her, or what it is about that situation that's appealing to him. I feel like if I saw myself, if he was my brother or my friend, I would tell him, I would want him to get some counseling and some help, because it's not healthy. And, you know, I really don't feel like, I was going to say he's relatively attractive, but I don't even feel like, well, if you ugly, you got to take abuse. I don't believe anybody has to take abuse, and everybody is cute to somebody, so keep it moving, be happy. Yeah, so I don't know what the reason is. And then we go back to Ryan and Jackie, and Ryan says, blah, 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 blah. He's fighting for his, TriStar. I missed it, girl. I couldn't see it. He says he's fighting for the marriage and proving blah, 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 blah. He says, but y'all know, he have to, what's the show me state? He live in the show me state for me. He have to show me. TriStar and New Wave. She said everyone should have one. So that's it for Married at First Sight. But listen, I heard about this, but one thing, sis, us brothers, we don't advocate for ourselves, or even people advocate for ourselves enough. I don't know. I think women can have the same issue of like letting somebody dog them out, or, but I want to talk about this one, is it called the one pot, or this pressure cooker? Because this 7-in-1 thing it's a whole bunch of things. That's what I'm trying to understand. It's supposed to be a pressure cooker. It's supposed to be a crock pot. It's supposed to be a rice cooker. And I've been looking into rice cookers, but I've never gotten one. It's supposed to be a rice cooker. It's supposed to be a yogurt maker. I ain't interested in a yogurt maker. It's supposed to be a soy milk maker. It's supposed to be all of these. And when I heard about them, people were like, oh my gosh. So that's what I'm trying to, multifunctioning. Okay, so I have to look them up. Pressure cookers, New Wave, and TriStar. Okay, well, I'll look them up. Yeah. So that's it. That was Married at First Sight. So there, I don't know if you could tell, but could you tell which couple might have been the black couple? Did you have a hint when I say the names Miley and John and Ryan and Jackie and Jeff D and Shanice? Could you tell which one was the black couple and which one we're rooting for? I'm rooting for love, but yeah. Yes, Amazon has them. I heard they have those on Amazon. Okay, I'm gonna look for them. I don't know too much about deal with Amazon, but I'm gonna look for them. Do my research. I'm a research person, not the expensive quality ones. Okay. Yeah, I'll look for it. Thank you. I appreciate the information. Me Too Easy for Me for Cooking. Great show. I didn't know what the heck is going on, but great show as always. Mutual Admiration Society. So, I don't know who's going to be performing at African World Festival this year. I don't really go to the African World Festival for the performers. Back in the day when I was a child, they used to have people in like Gladys Knight and the Pips, or they would have people from all over the African world. But it's kind of shifted, and so I never really go for the performance. I just go because it's like the family. Like, if I go, it's just to see and be seen. So I'm thinking that I wouldn't. You're not late. I wouldn't have any problem, going to the museum on the day that the festival is happening. And the festival, I think, is August 17th, 18th, and 19th or something like that. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this year. When you go to the website of the Charles H. Wright Museum, they still have the stuff from last year. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me see what you said, because I was trying to read multiple things. I didn't get to see what you said. But yeah, so that's it. That's what I got. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I almost feel like I should open up another chat, but it's late. We got to go to bed so that we can get up and live and be healthy and wholesome the next day, right? Because we got to get good quality rest, right? May I go to bed now? Yes, you may. Okay. Thank you all for I'm a semi-night owl. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I get into a okay. I'm up. Good night, fam. I like to stay up till 2 or 3, but see, then if I stay up with y'all till 2 or 3, then it's gonna be 5 or 6 before I go to bed. So, peace. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You. Peace. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous. You.